I do not fear death. I had been dead for billions and billions of years before I was born, and I did not suffer the slightest inconvenience. Where were you before you were born? It's not a riddle, it's an invitation, a crack in our ordinary perception, beckoning us to step into a realm where beginnings and endings blur. Tonight, we unravel the secret before birth is the same as after death. But to see this, we must first set aside everything we think we know. What is fire before it is ignited? Its wick slumbers. Yet within that tiny shape, the potential of light waits, patient as the stars. When heat, fuel and air converge, the spark bursts forth, the flame dances. And when the fuel runs dry, the flame vanishes, only to return again unbroken in the next candle we light. Is that new flame different? Is it Peter's flame or Paul's flame? No, it is the same fire, eternal, unending. Its form shifts, but its essence remains, just like you. Across every sacred text, Indian Vedas, Egyptian Book of the Dead, Christ's Revelation, fire appears as the Creator's symbol. Altars burn, candles glow. Fire and light merge into one, the pulse of life itself. Yet we, as human beings, feel individual. We clutch at the vessel, our body, thinking this is me. Michael, Stephen, Sarah, each name a label. Each face a mask, as if our separate shells hold separate souls. But consider, all ancient mystics whispered the same secret. We are sparks of that same great blaze. Before birth, we were embers waiting in the dark. After death, we return to the coals, invisibly glowing. We weep for one death, we celebrate another, as though each life is an isolated event. Yet this is an illusion born of our senses fixated on the outer shell. Without black there could be no white. Without death there could be no life. And without you, there would be no I. Polarity is the tapestry of existence. Light and shadow, birth and death, pleasure and pain. Two sides of a single coin. A wave rises, crashes and dissolves, but the ocean remains. Each wave is unique yet inseparable from the sea. So ask yourself, are you the wave or are you the ocean? Imagine, if you will, a university older than time itself, where students enroll again and again. Nobody present at its founding remains in those halls today. Yet the institution endures, totally unchanged in its purpose. This is the secret Indian sages revealed. The individual body changes, but the pattern, the karma, carries on. Consider two statements. First, after I die, I shall be reborn as a baby, but I shall forget my former life. Second, after I die, a baby will be born. They sound different. One speaks of me, one speaks of another. But at their root, they point to the same single truth. Life continues. Our memory sifts away, our personal story fades. But consciousness, like that great university, marches on, always enrolling new forms, new containers, new names. Look at your hand for a moment. Each finger, each line, every heartbeat. Now zoom far closer, like with a microscope, and you'll discover you're made of billions of cells. Every moment, cells die and are replaced. Yet you remain unchanged in your awareness. Does a single dying cell vanish you? No, because you are not that single cell. You are the symphony of every cell, every breath, every dream. And that symphony existed long before your current body ever formed. And honestly, It will continue when this vessel dissolves. In quantum terms, you are Siva, the field of infinite consciousness woven into matter. The cells dance, but you are the silent conductor. Ancient texts whispered a radical notion. The body is a holographic mirror of the universe. Your veins mimic rivers, your neural circuits mirror lightning strikes, your breath aligns with the wind's roaring. In every cell the cosmos pulses, and within each of us lies a ray of the Creator, just as a beam of sunlight becomes a prism of colours in a raindrop. We are not separate from the divine. We are the divine manifest. Yet science often misses this, labelling us as mere animals. Those who teach God created man in his own image hid the truth. God appears on earth through you. The human form is not an accident. It's the perfect instrument for universal consciousness to play its music. So when you touch your chest, you're touching the temple of the Holy Spirit. And when you look in the mirror, the face staring back is not merely yours. It is the face of creation gazing at itself. The masters, Egyptian priests, Greek philosophers, Indian rishis, hid secrets in symbols, mandalas, zodiac charts, the Upanishads. Each ideogram was a coded map of the macrocosm and microcosm, the one and the many, creation and creator, universe and individual. In those ancient scripts, the entire story of humanity unfolded. Reincarnation was not fringe magic. It was the core doctrine, explaining how the soul cycles through many bodies like changing garments, gathering wisdom with each incarnation. Just as a human soul discards worn-out clothes, so it sheds one body to enter another, retaining its essence but leaving memory behind. We forget. We start fresh. But the pattern, the journey of consciousness, carries on. Scientists now confirm what sages always knew: the non-living can become living, from lifeless minerals to blossoming flowers, from stardust to sentient beings. Life precedes death, and death precedes life in an endless cosmic dance. Picture a drop of water. It may freeze into ice, then melt back into vapor. Different forms, same H2O. So too does spirit cycle through flesh and form, unbroken, unending. Just as fire cannot be crushed, escaping through any crack, so the soul, subtler than fire, cannot be destroyed. It simply moves on. Death is not the annihilation of you, it is the release of you from one form, the opening of a new chapter. As lightning arcs and returns to the sky, so your soul finds its way through every final heartbeat. There is a cosmic lecture in every wave. Our lives build from ripples, swelling into a towering crest, only to collapse back into the depths. And as the ocean settles, the next wave surges. No wave ever asks, "Where did I begin?" No wave laments, "I have ended." They simply are. We are those waves. Each life, each moment, part of the same eternal flow. Our form is transient, but our essence, the undying pattern of consciousness, remains. Imagine if we truly understood. You are the ocean wearing 1,000 faces of waves. If the wave sees the ocean, who is the ocean? If your eyes behold the world, who is watching? You. The eternal eye that looks, that feels, that dreams, unchanged by any number of bodies. You either look up from the Creator, and that which looks has always looked and will always look. The looker is of the eternal substance. This is not abstract poetry, it is the raw truth. You are not a finite being with occasional flashes of consciousness. You are an infinite field of consciousness, experiencing itself as a finite being. When you die, this looker does not vanish. Only the story shifts. When someone you love dies, your world blurs. You feel loss as though a piece of you has vanished. But that's only half the story. Your mother's laughter, your father's guiding words, their joys, their sorrows, they live on, not just in memory, but in the very pattern of your being. All the lives that have ever lived have you in them, because you are the source of all those lives. Imagine meeting Albert Einstein, his brilliance, his curiosity. Now imagine that you once were Einstein. When he died, did his consciousness end? No, because you continue hosting that Einstein spark somewhere in your soul's mosaic. The experience of non-experience is not a loss. When you wake to this, you realize every life lived is a brick in the infinite mansion of you. If you are not here, if you are somewhere else, where are you? And why does it matter? Epicurus said it best. Death does not concern us, for as long as we exist, death is not here. And when it arrives, we no longer exist. So we fret over an experience that we never truly own. Because our I is not the body, it is the consciousness behind the body, eternal, unshakable, unbound by loss or time. To mourn is human. To feel pain when someone we love departs is natural. But do not forget, they are not suffering. Only you are, because you still wear the body that remembers them. From their perspective, death is not an ending. It is a shift, just as you will one day shift. So when the wave collapses, it does not vanish. It becomes the ocean. So when a loved one's life ends, their essence flows into the great current that has no beginning, no end. Celebrate them, honor them, but do not clutch at a name, a face, a memory as if it were the whole, because the self you knew was only one form of the infinite self. The cosmos glimmers with patterns. Fractal Lichtenberg figures crackle like lightning in glass. Snowflakes spiral into perfection, no leaf, no two identical. Leopard spots, flowers unfolding, leaves drifting, all echo the same code. Pattern, rhythm, cycle. Fire becomes air, air becomes water, water becomes earth, earth again gives rise to life, only to cycle back. In you this cycle hums, in me it hums, in every living thing it hums. Think of a dream or a movie. When you step into its world, it feels real. Your mind constructs every flame, every ripple, every sigh. Those characters breathe because you breathe life into them. When the projection ends, the characters vanish, but the experience lingers in your psyche. Your life is just as much a projection, except you are behind the projector. The universe you see is a canvas painted by your own consciousness. Every scripted event, every acted role is a reflection of the self-exploring infinite forms. Your creations, stories, artworks, music are clues to your creator. For like father, like son, the child's play reveals the parent's mind. So if you wish to understand the divine, look at your own hands, your own mind, your own heart, for in your creations you will see the fingerprints of the one who dreams you. Language is a tool, powerful yet limited. Concepts shape thought but cannot encompass the infinite. Our senses, sight, sound, touch, capture only a fraction of reality. Beyond them lies the unspoken, the unseen, the ungraspable. There is perhaps a limit to thought itself. What if truth is not in words, but in the living experience of existence? Instead of reasoning everything, sometimes we must observe patterns. Watch the course of nature. See how rivers flow, how trees grow, how shadows lengthen. In those silent rhythms, wisdom emerges. In those living patterns, the secret of the cosmos whispers. It is all inside you. You reading these words, I writing them, we are one. There is no you separate from me. We are the same eternal conversation, ever ongoing, never broken. Each life is a brick in the cathedral of the self. Death is merely the transition from one brick to the next. Your job here is not yet done. My voice still echoes, for the flame is still lit. So when your time comes, let it come. Embrace life with open arms, and in death, do the same. When you mourn, remember they are not gone. Their fire lives on in you. They have merely stepped into the unseen realm that you will one day revisit. Embrace your mortality, for it is the doorway to the eternal. If this stirred something ancient within you, if you've glimpsed the infinite patterns that weave life and death, then please do this now and support us. Like if you feel the fire of your own eternity. Subscribe to awaken the spark every week. Comment the one question that keeps your mind awake at 3 a.m. Share this with the soul who needs to remember their true self. Remember, you were here before you were born, and you will be here long after this flame flickers out. This is The Thought Alchemist. Thank you so very much for watching.